Hold on to your horses, Yellowstone fans, because huge news just dropped that could wipe out the entire Dutton Ranch. Our very own Rip Wheeler is suing the showrunner in a heated lawsuit. Yes, you heard that right. Here's everything you need to know about Cole Hauser suing Taylor Sheridan. Wait, why are they fighting in the first place? Yellowstone has been blessing our screens for as long as anyone can remember. 6 years, to be exact. Fans have fallen in love with Rip and his relationship with Beth. The best part is that Hauser has a solid and wholesome relationship with Kelly Riley, too. If only the same could be said for Cole and Sheridan. Look, no one likes their boss, but does that mean everyone should start filing a lawsuit against them? As much as people want the answer to be yes, it'll have to be a no. So what's the deal between the actor and the showrunner? It's not like Rip was written badly, right? In fact, a lot of fans think he was one of the best characters in the show. His relationship with Beth and the way he dealt with the drama and violence was just too good. And on top of that, one of the spin-offs, yes, spin-offs plural, is going to revolve around the lives of Beth and Rip. You'll be seeing a lot more of them after the series finale fiasco. But that's besides the point. What's the beef between Cole and Taylor? One word: coffee. Confused? Don't worry, here's the rundown. Yellowstone's success gave Hauser the opportunity to kickstart his own business. He thought it would be best to launch his very own coffee brand, just so fans could start their morning with a touch of Yellowstone air in their brew. Here's why he made his first and final mistake, though. Turns out, another brand straight out of the ranch already exists. When Hauser co-founded Free Reign Coffee Company, the venture was met with a little criticism. This was a personal passion project of his, and all his blood, sweat, and tears were used to bring it to life. But when you hear the words personal passion project, don't think that Hauser woke up one day and made the decision spontaneously. It's not like he woke up one day and thought to himself that the coffee he made should be sold in stores. Free Reign Coffee is rooted in 25 years of roasting experience in San Angelo, Texas. There are a bunch of different blends under the parent company. The business has been doing very well since 2000, but trouble came when Hauser wanted to add the Yellowstone theme to it. You see, Sheridan had his own coffee brand called Bosque Ranch Coffee. Do the math yourselves. Can two Hollywood celebrities who work on the same show have a similar product in the market? These aren't your average superhero action figures that each star gets. Guess you can say this was a recipe for disaster, and a massive lawsuit was brewing. The first knife is struck. In November 2023, Bosque Ranch filed a lawsuit against Free Reign on the basis of their logos. If you put them side by side, they look an awful lot like each other. Bosque said that the similar logos would confuse the consumers and affect their sales. So if that's the case, shouldn't the graphic designers be packing their bags? Did Free Reign have a solid defense during this lawsuit? Well, Hauser's branding is cowboy-inspired. The packaging has different landscapes and horses, basically something you'd see on an episode of Yellowstone. Here's the real kicker, though. Free Reign was originally known as Longhorn Coffee Company, but was rebranded to Free Reign. The question is, did Yellowstone have an influence on this? If it did, then oh boy, Hauser has a lot of lawyers to pay. But it looks like he was too busy using Yellowstone's success to expand Free Reign. In September 2024, the company announced its first national retail expansion with Walmart. This meant that the coffee wouldn't be sold in specific cafes and outlets. This was going to do numbers for the business. So what does this mean? Was there a big case or not? Cole's dispute was unexpected, that's for sure. But the legal drama did come to an end at some point. In the actor's defense, Free Reign is a very general term and not just something related to Yellowstone. His legal team also said that whatever illustrations and imagery the company uses has no relation to Yellowstone's aesthetic. But the cherry on top? The team said that Sheridan was simply trying to monopolize generic Western words. Ouch! They're not wrong, though. Free Reign can be used for almost anything. It's not something that Sheridan can easily copyright. At this point, he'd have to start highlighting things in a dictionary so that businesses wouldn't be able to steal his lingo. By early 2024, the case was resolved outside of court. Hauser agreed to make a few tweaks here and there so that Free Reign's branding and advertising didn't look like Bosque Ranch or anything from Yellowstone. With this knowledge in mind, there's one question that a lot of fans had though. Did the legal drama affect shooting Yellowstone? Usually, when two actors have beef, people easily pick it up either on or off screen. There's a cold tension when they're in the same frame. Lucky for Hauser, Sheridan wasn't an actor, but the person behind the camera. But was production halted during the lawsuit? After all, they were still working on Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 when the drama was going on. The good thing is that the two kept it professional and didn't let private matters affect the shooting. They worked together to give fans what they wanted, a banger of a series finale. Hauser wasn't written off the show, unlike a certain father figure of the Dutton family. Rip still played a huge part in the narrative. The show's final episodes were filmed smoothly with no interruptions, which is probably for the best because there were so many issues with the production before. First, there was the Writers Guild strike, and then issues with Kevin Costner wanting to leave the show. Sheridan's job was a total nightmare, and then the lawsuit to top it all off? Oh, speaking of Costner, did you know he has his own coffee brand too? These Yellowstone actors sure do love their morning brew. Costner owns Horizon Blend, and yes, it's pretty similar to Free Reign and Bosque Ranch. He uses Western marketing to sell his product and makes sure cowboy fans get their money's worth. This just added more fuel to the fire, by the way. Why did Sheridan have a problem with what Hauser was doing with his coffee and not Costner? Well, for starters, no one can touch the Kevin Costner. He's on his own level of fame and success, and Sheridan couldn't really do much about it. Plus, those two had their own beef going on with creative differences and scheduling issues. The last thing Sheridan needed on his plate was a lawsuit with Costner. Besides, he was going to be written out of the show already. Yellowstone was getting in the way of his project, so he made the writers change everything about the last season. Do you think the show would have ended differently if Costner was still around? Who knows? But what we do know is that we'll get a spin-off without any intense behind-the-scenes drama. Everything you need to know about the spin-off. Guess what? This spin-off is super important because it will be the first to include Yellowstone in its title. This means that Sheridan is thinking of turning this family drama into a whole franchise. You probably already know about the other sequels like 1883 and 1923. Those are more like prequels to the present-day story of the Dutton family, or whatever's left of it. The Beth and Rip spinoff is a direct sequel. Both Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser have signed to reprise their roles as Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler. Yay! And yes, Sheridan is going to be the mastermind that's involved in the creative direction of the spinoff. Now, not much is known about the plot, but what is known is that the story will explore what's next in store for the characters who survived the events of the main series. Sorry, Jamie. Fans are on the edge of their seats for this new show because they just can't get enough of Yellowstone. But the endless drama that was going on between the cast and crew left a sour taste in everyone's mouths. A lot of people think that Sheridan suing Hauser was completely unnecessary. They also think that he's full of himself for trying to get the rights over the term free reign. Selfish or not, if there's one thing about Taylor Sheridan, it's that whenever his pen touches the paper, he makes a modern masterpiece. What do you think about this drama? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you leave a like and hit that subscribe button to see more content. See you in the next one.